Hey, how y'all doing? Triple OT coming at you guys from WB Underground Newsroom.
It's Brainstorm. What's going on, America? I know it's been a minute. I know you've been missing us, man. But you never know.
You never know.
How we gonna come?
And where we gonna come from.
Different angles, ain't it?
24/7, 365, that's how we do it, man.
Strategizing, motivating, creating, and never duplicating.
These guys know nothing but innovation, baby. 24/7, like I told you. That's how we do it. Anyway, get into the facts. The facts are over 300,000 people have died from COVID-19. Last night, over 2,000 people died from COVID-19. The numbers continue to rise and rise and rise and rise. And the vaccine brain, what about this vaccine brain? I'm shaky on this vaccine brain.
I ain't taking it.
I'm shaky on the vaccine.
Hey, no, on a serious tip, the vaccine is already here. The vaccine is in vegetation. Stay green. Vaccine, vegetation. It's biblical, it's Quranic, it's wherever you go worldwide, man. You know what time it is. What vaccine? If you got corona, been exposed to it, the vaccine is not gonna work.
Matter of fact, from every vaccine, from every major illness or disease, people that survive from COVID-19 should be the ones that actually have the antibodies to fight COVID-19. But these vaccines does not have the antibodies from the people that actually have had COVID-19. And they're asking people that has had COVID-19 to give blood to help the people that are suffering from COVID-19. Now, why would you ask people to actually give blood that has had COVID-19, but now we say we got a vaccine?
There's no vaccine because you gotta understand is like they're saying that the Pfizer is the first needle. If you take the first injection, and then 3 weeks later you take a second injection.
So in between the 3 weeks.
Yes, it's in between. It's the second shot. It's the shot that does take you out. It's the shot that causes convulsions, as you've seen in those clips from the UK. You've seen the face being distorted, like strokes. I'm telling you right now, lightheadedness, dizziness. This is what they're saying already. This is the symptoms you can guarantee to have. So if you already had heart conditions on top of the coronavirus, taking the vaccine in the heart of winter, that's death.
Any
Man-made.
No, any illness that's vulnerable to COVID-19,
that's death.
Death.
And you're throwing in the side effects of all respiratory. Let's do lots of that too. Lightheadedness, dizziness, a lot of those things in the face, all those are respiratory breathing.
Yes.
That means death. You can't trick the tricknologists.
Impossible. Now getting back to the facts. People, we know when COVID-19 hit us at a very, very rapid rate, they were asking the people who had COVID-19, please come and give blood to actually help people who were suffering critically from COVID-19. And now all of a sudden, we have a vaccine that I've seen mostly the first person in the United States was a black person. Now, we got to remember that the Tuskegee Airmen, we have to remember the Tuskegee Airmen. We know AIDS, the drugs, the guns, the alcohol, all were strategically put in the black neighborhoods for death. Now we have COVID-19 in the black neighborhood. That means what?
Just another
more death.
Or another pandemic in between.
The pandemic.
The pandemic, man.
Yes.
Just another pandemic
in between
the pandemic.
the pandemic.
And I ain't talking about COVID-19. I'm talking about the pandemic of this separated and Republican dominated state of mind that we are living in.
You also got to understand, thank you, Brain, the Republicans. You have to also understand the Republicans. In January, matter of fact, maybe in November, when the first COVID-19 it was here in November. We know this, that it was here in November. But in January, when it was a fact that it was here, the Republican Party actually bought stocks in gloves, masks, respirators, sanitizing, and we can look right now, Brain, and we can look right now. As they bought stocks in those items, it's hard to think how the first responders, our heroes that had to actually fight the disease tooth and nail each and every day, having little time off. Horrendously and horrifically, a lot of our first responders and heroes have passed from COVID-19, and the Republican Party stood back for over 10 months. This is the 12th month, matter of fact, and has done nothing. The people of the United States don't have money to pay their bills. They can't eat. There are people that are going to food pantries that has never been to a food pantry a day in their life.
You know why? Because it's another pandemic.
On top of a pandemic.
Pandemic, man. And we won't stop.
And another pandemic on top of pandemic, Brain. The 110,000 people that went to the hospital last night that actually was admitted into the hospital from COVID-19 with no vaccine.
Oh.
A pandemic on top of another pandemic on top of a pandemic of racial discrimination. Still.
Another pandemic is no arrests in the murder of Breonna Taylor.
None. Another pandemic.
Another pandemic.
George Floyd. Ahmaud Arbery.
Oh, did you see the body cam footage for Ahmaud Arbery? Oh, you brought that up and said, I mean, you couldn't bring it. Oh, thank you so much, OG. Georgia. You on our mind.
You stay on our mind.
You thought you had it away,
No. The horrific death of Ahmaud Arbery, the footage that we saw, can't even describe Kendrick Johnson's murder.
You were there 245, right there in Valdosta, Georgia. Mr. Perdue.
Right there.
And they said nothing about
Not
Kendrick Johnson.
one word about Kendrick nor Ahmaud Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery. What about the countless other criminal acts that happened has not been answered for in the state of Georgia?
In the state of Georgia.
Yet you run and you stand for the people? No. You don't run and stand for the people. What you do is you running from the people. You're running from the truth.
We as the American people have to realize and understand that the Republican Party has dropped the ball and left everybody in America holding the bag.
While they going running to the bank.
They are running to the bank. The biggest, they've made the most money in the history of the government. The Republican Party has made more money in the history of the government itself.
And then guess what? Somebody from the Democratic Party got a check too.
But, though, Brain, how? do we let
The government
murderers,
continue to walk the streets. Continue to walk the streets.
get filthy paid off the American dollar bill, and they knew that COVID-19 was a murderous germ that you couldn't smell, hear, or see.
OG.
Death among us.
We told you
We told you
months ago
once,
that the biggest lick that ever happened,
ever in American history,
world history.
world history.
And what's so upsetting is that COVID-19 is a pandemic. In between a pandemic, it's not only right here in the United States, but worldwide.
Why? A pandemic that was created
To be a pandemic.
to be a pandemic,
To be a global pandemic.
to be a global pandemic. The Republican Party strategically
Along with the world powers,
are making more money than you can ever imagine. This man continues, 45, continues to make money off his lives. Off his lives. He have people donating money to him so he can pay for his lawyer fees for the corruption that he has done to the American democracy.
oh, kind of reminds you of the $1.7 million that's given to this lawyer fees to this murderer right there in Wisconsin that shot 2 people and right there in front of the police, and they said not a damn thing about it.
What about
Who's
the
donating this money?
$1.4 billion that went to dead people? We're not hearing this. $1.4 billion went to dead people, and guess what?
Turn the center.
Return to sender.
Because whose name was on the check?
Donald 45.
No one understand, man. Technology is real.
No one understands that you can't continue to be led down a path of destruction.
That path will destroy you.
Done. 45 in the Republican Party has put America in quarantine, not only from COVID-19, but from the enemies and the allies that he has destroyed. Remember, it's not about black,
It's not about white.
it's about right.
It's about life, man. I'm
And
Rain.
life, and I'm Triple OG, and life is one thing you better hold on to, and don't let the Republican Party continue to kill us each and every day. Triple OG,
Rhinestone.
we out.